Recently, we found a temple of nature, hidden in plain sight by the side of the road near the village of Chimerz. The location is on a crossing of two 90-pace wide energy lines, and it obviously had a Christian and a pagan past. Stay tuned as we explore this beautiful location with you. Very often, chasing energy lines takes you to some amazing locations. These are almost always totally unexpected. Often, they are places of vibrant energies and invite meditation. Over the weekend, we went to Jindrichuv Hradec region to try to resolve how many Type 4 energy lines pass through the town, and to make sense of the many lines in the region. That meant driving around the town several kilometers out and trying to detect all the lines headed into town. Somewhere southeast of the town, we'd just found a line and marked it, and a few hundred meters later we saw in the trees a roadside crucifix and some wood carvings. We stopped, intrigued. Eva immediately sat and experienced the energies while I dowsed, finding that two 90-pace wide lines crossed there. Eva had found the location of the vortex, and my dowsing took me to within 1 meter of the place that she had sensed it. Within 1 meter of that was a carved tree trunk that left us amazed. Surely the spiral carved into the tree trunk told of the presence of the vortex. Someone knew, and this seemed to be a sign for others to find and understand. We then turned our attention to the crucifix and other wood carvings. What was readily apparent was that two lines of mighty oaks had been planted in a line to take you from the vortex to the crucifix. There was a faint pathway between these trees, showing that the site was actively used even now by somebody. As you approached the crucifix and carvings, you had to step up a slope of 20 to 30 centimeters, which to me symbolized a change in consciousness to a higher state of being in front of the crucifix. Here, the energies appeared to be somehow focused and strong. On the left is the figure of a bearded man reclined. Eva thought he looked a bit like me. To the right, a long-haired female in a prayerful pose. In front, a crucifix with Christ on the cross and Mother Mary below him. Carved into the base, AE, and a date, 1847. The carving of the A was unusual too, and seemed to suggest the all-seeing eye of God. Two candles recently used were to the side and behind the crucifix. My meditation there was filled with images of swords stuck point down in the ground to form a cross. I've seen this before in my mind's eye, and it always suggests discrimination to me. We stayed a good while and marvelled at how this Christian-turned-pagan site was still in use, yet seemed largely unnoticed by passers-by. Ever wondered perhaps if the site had been used during communist times by a Catholic community as a place for a secret outdoor mass. After the fall of communism, these folks had returned to church-going, and in the recent past, the site had been taken over by a pagan community. However, the crucifix and oak trees must have been aligned a long time ago, possibly to remember AE, whoever that may have been. For both, the positioning of the male and female forms that are possibly Slavic god forms, I'd like to think Perun and Mokosh perhaps, suggested a pagan temple to nature herself, in the forest, hidden in plain sight. The carved spiral telling all the world of the energies to be found and utilised there. The location is marked on the maps, just like other roadside crucifixes, but this one has a special meaning, we think.